Hello again, everyone, and welcome back aboard Felicity, November 8033 Foxtrot, a Cessna flight training device that I built at home. We are in the water here at Flagler, a Flagler executive down here in Florida. It's Kilo Foxtrot, India, November. I'm joining the Virtual USA Flying Club for one of their events. It's kind of a hybrid fly-in type event. And we're going to be flying from here, stopping at a couple places along the way, and landing on the water down at Plantation Key, and that is 42 Foxtrot Lima, or is it Foxtrot Lima 42? And 42 Foxtrot Lima is going to be our final destination. Let's jump right over to the Discord so we can catch the briefing, and then I'll talk to you about the new plane.
The Plantation Key area is pretty cool on both simulators, at least on X-Plane with the Orbic scenery that I have for True Florida, I think it's called. That one looks really nice. I like that in there. The Microsoft Flight Simulator base scenery looks nice in there. You'll see like the mangrove trees and stuff like that as you're coming in, and that looks pretty sweet. I don't necessarily know about pure base X-Plane without any ortho. So without having removed all my scenery and stuff like that, I didn't really check that out. That said, hopefully everything works out good. If you're not going to fly a seaplane, you're welcome to fly fixed wing, and come on down, fly around the area, fly some of these other airports on the way, and then land at one of the airports on the Florida Keys. Mike pointed out one of them. I pointed out another one. I think it was like Ocean Reef Club. I can't remember the one that Mike pointed out was close. It was actually closest to Plantation Key. So if you're flying fixed wing, by all means, it's not float plane exclusive. The same thing with helicopters. If anyone's flying a helicopter, that's fine. I don't think there's a whole lot else to really cover. Watch out for ATC popping up if as you're flying, because there's a lot of controlled airspace with Orlando and several Class Charlies along the way, as well as Deltas. And there's a few restricted areas that you'll want to avoid. I know there's one that's right near where I'm taking off from that I'll be avoiding, which is like, I want to say it's from the surface to like, I don't know, 14,000 feet or something. I'm not going that high in a seaplane, so I'll just be avoiding that airspace. Other than that, anybody have any questions? All right, let's see. Let me just to get you guys involved real quick. What are y'all flying? Chandler, I see you there. Welcome, Chandler. What are you flying tonight?
I'm at a Kodiak.
Excellent. And Michael, I know you're flying that Turbo 182 that you built.
Yep, I'm flying my new Boss 182 by Wipaire. Lycoming IO 580. It's 315 horsepower.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's sweet. I didn't get a chance to check it out, but I'm going to. So thanks for sending that over to me, because I always look forward to checking out what you guys build. Nathan, how about you? What are you flying?
We're going to be in a 172.
Excellent. Steven?
Well, I haven't got any floats for my twin Comanche, so I'm going to be trying to fly a Beaver tonight.
Excellent. Is it a Thuranda Beaver?
I do have the Thuranda Beaver, but I just downloaded it's a freeware Beaver that's also pretty nice, so I'm going to be in that one tonight.
Cool. You'll have to let me know how that goes. I've eyeballed that one, but I'm like, how can it be better than the Payware Trando one? But I haven't checked it out, so I do want to know if that works out as a good plane. And then let's see, Tommy, what are you flying
I'll be in the Cub Crafters X Cub on floats.
in Microsoft Flight Simulator?
Yep. Yeah, FS 2020.
Yeah, that's my favorite one in FS 2020 by far. And like I think they stopped making it, right, or updating it, so it's like never ever delete this file and hope it doesn't break. All right, guys, that's all I have for the briefing. If you guys don't have any questions, so the whole idea is take off, fly around the area. If you wanna hit any of those seaports and stuff, the seaplane bases that are within airspace or right up under the Bravo, stuff like that, hit those. Maybe hit Lake Okeechobee on the way down or something like that. Tommy, I think you said you were going to hit the Miami seaplane base, which is a cool one that's right under the Miami Bravo. I mean, I think it's like a 500-foot shelf there. That's a pretty cool one. I've done that a few times, especially on Microsoft Flight Simulator. So hit any of those lakes, hit a couple lakes, whatever, do some takeoffs, landings out of the water, and then we'll see you down at Plantation Key.
Thanks, John.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Alright, you guys fly safe, and we'll see you down there.
Yeah, Michael, you too. I'll have to put your stream on in the background, I think.
Well, I'm going to be using the full window. My en route time is going to be close to 2 hours from Flagler, and I'm going to hit a couple on the way down.
Yeah, and I that actually brings up a good point. I put a 2-hour window on this, but it's more than don't be afraid to go over. There's no timer running or anything like that, and just enjoy it, fly it, and do what you want, and we'll see you down there because I'll probably go over, I'm sure.
Sounds good. Alright, the new plane. It is still based on Coronado's 182 model.
I guess the only other thing I should mention is obviously it's getting dark in Florida right now, so should be daylight. You should be set to daylight because you're generally not going to do a lot of water landings at night.
As you can see, it still has all the Coronado accoutrements. So it's still based on the Turbo 182. It's been severely modified. To start, I don't use the Coronado visual objects. They like to group everything together into large objects. I can't manipulate it to fit my cockpit here. So for all intents and purposes, what you're seeing or what you see is laminars. 172 plane. That's Laminar's default 172 model. It's obviously got my livery on it. So that's what you see. But what I'm flying is it's Coronado's 182. The floats, they're about, and I actually called Wipaire and got all the specs on the floats. They're about 20 feet long. Their distance laterally, left to right between your landing gears, 8 feet even. Distance between my front and rear landing gears about 10 feet 6 inches. So this is an amphibian aircraft. I was able to get the landing gear to retract and extend with my new custom access here. So we take our landing gear up and we can put them down and bring them up. I don't know if you guys can actually see that or not. So there's our gear extending, which we can do in the water if we need to taxi out of the water. And then I was also able to get my water rudders working. So they're on another axis, down, up, down, up. How did I make my yoke system? It's a Yoko Plus yoke. It's made by Virtual Fly. Alright, so yeah, for all intents and purposes, what you see is the default laminar Cessna 172 float with my livery on it. But what we're flying is a totally custom Wipaire 182. It does have the 315 horsepower Lycoming IO 580 in it, and it's a powerful motor. I can tell you that much. So, do I have plans for this build public? Not per se. I didn't really. I mean, I kind of documented it on my Facebook along the way, but it's not really public access. I did just create a Discord for her hangar, and I'm gonna host it. That's gonna be like a Q&A spot. So, and now once I get that up and running, you know, she'll have her own hangar. It'll be a Discord server, and everyone can, you know, ask any sort of questions they may have. So yeah, so that's the plane. Let's go ahead and get started here. Paulie, hey, good to see you, buddy. Paulie, he's one of the on the flight crew or the pilot club, and he handles a lot of the GA flights and streams a lot. So go ahead and check him out. And I will send you an invite to the Discord, to this Discord server, when I get it all set up. But it'll be a place for Q&A, any sort of questions about the software behind her or the hardware, and things like that. So, Melvin, hello. All right, so let's get started here. Material wise, I just used I use mostly pine. The cabin's built out of 1.5 by 1.5 square pine. It's not the cheap pine, it's the good pine, the straight kind, not the kind that, you know, is twisted all around itself. I do have a schematic. I'm sure at some point I'll post that somewhere in the Discord channel, in her Discord server, once I get that going. Alright, let's get started up here. Alright, we'll get our master on. Pre-flight and walk around was already done before I put her in the water here. Passenger brief. Well, I kind of explained to you what we're doing here. We're going to take her cross country down to Plantation Key. Okay, attack time 475.2. Alright. Alternate static is off. I'll move right along here to our start checklist. Seat track, I already got scooted up here. And avionics are off, autopilot is off. Cow flaps are open. Circuit breakers are all in. Throttle is quarter. Prop is high, mixture is lean. My anchor is currently deployed. Alright, clear prop. Looks clear. Alright, beacon on. Mags, here we go. you use Air Manager for your instruments, or are they real instruments? They are Air Manager, powered by Arduino. So all the encoders that I have behind here, they are they're all powered, not ran by Arduino. Kind of spinning around here. Okay. Let's try and hold her from spinning so much. Alright. Okay. Oil pressure's in the green. Oil temperature's coming up. Got good fuel flow. Manifold pressure looks good. Alright. Let's go ahead and turn our landing light on since we're down here. We'll turn that for safety. Alright. Alright, start checklist is complete. Move right along here to our, well, we'll call it our taxi checklist. Our flaps are up. Avionics, let's get them on. So we'll go ahead and pull some weather. Turn our transponder on. And ATIS here at Flagler. 128.325.
Flagler Executive Information Victor. 1700 Zulu Weather. Wind 090 at 5, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 24,000 scattered, temperature 18, dew point -10. Altimeter 3016. Arriving runways 06, 11, departing runways 06, 11. Advise on initial contact you have Victor.
Okay, so 090, so we're gonna have a crosswind departure either way, because we got a north-south waterway here. How long did this build take was the question, and how much does something like this cost? And it's, I guess you can say I started building her at the release of Microsoft Flight Simulator 4.0. But what you see now is a product of about 8 years of just things occurring over time. And we're not going to get into the cost involved right now. But if you can do it in less than 50 hours, your private pilot's license would come with less expense than what I've got invested in this thing. Okay. Heading indicator, compass. Well, that thing will just stop moving for a second. Stop spinning around. Alright, good enough. And we still don't have any ATC currently. Okay, let me just double check that ATC issue. I'm only showing Atlanta Center on. I'm pretty sure we're in Jacksonville. Yeah, alright. One 122.8. Okay, so we're on Unicom. Let me get lined up here. We're just going to go ahead and take the north runway. Flagler traffic, Skylane November 8033 Foxtrot is in the water, and we're going to be taking 36, and we're going to be making a left downwind for a south departure. Flagler. Okay. If you do get motion sickness, sorry. I did give one person motion sickness, but they were actually sitting in here. Okay. Let me get up in the air, then I'll take a look and answer your next question there. Alright, water rudder's going up. Airspeed's coming alive. And let's rotate. So we have positive climb rate. Everything is in the green. Alright, let's go ahead and make our downwind here. Or our crosswind, I should say.
True to form, come that time. I have to reload the sim.
Airspace wise, I've got Daytona.
Good thing there's no time limit on the event because I'm going to be late.
To my south that I need to watch out for. Scenery wise, I am using Orbix True Earth, and the Flagler Airport we just took off from was one that I designed for X-Plane for the gateway. Alright, back to our questions here. This is indeed the reason I want to build this, to help me with my PPL. Well, to be honest, what's going to help you most with your PPL is the real actual flight time, actually going out there and doing it. And the more you do it, you know, the more often you can train, the better it is to retain that muscle memory. But I built this I built this for my grandfather, who was an ATP and commercial pilot, and he got ill, and the FAA stripped his medical, so it basically grounded. So that's why I built this, or why I started to build it. Unfortunately, he never got a chance to benefit from it, so I used her to maintain proficiency. And yes, it is the 430 and 530 from Real Sim Gear, the GNS 430 and 530. So I'm just going to put our final destination in the box here, which is not in there. Of course, why would it be? Alright. No ATC to worry about there. And shelf is a 1,200 foot shelf here at Daytona. So I'm just gonna steer to the right of that airspace. It's a 75-inch 4K TV. It's a front primary display. step out for just a second. Set the autopilot on. And we'll just set it for altitude hold right now. I'll be right back. Looking at my stream and realized that my map overlay wasn't on. So the first place I'm gonna stop at is Lake Jessup. Looks like it's a private waterway, and that is near Sanford. Thank you, Captain Stan. I appreciate that compliment. If you head over to my YouTube channel, there is a video tour down there that will probably answer just about every question that you have remaining. The link to the YouTube channel is right on my Twitch homepage there somewhere. You'd have to scroll down quite a bit. There's a video tour that explains everything. Melvin Leroy. Check him out. He does a lot of neat bush flying. He's here watching, I believe. Bodies of water down here. Florida is apparently one of the most sea-friendliest, or seaplane-friendly states. Some facts here from the Seaplane Pilots Association. There are over 7,700 lakes in Florida, over 10 acres big. And there are over 3 million acres of lake water in the state, which adds up to almost 4,700 square miles of freshwater lake area. Florida has the fourth largest natural lake in the United States, Lake Okeechobee, which has a surface area of over 448,000 acres, 700 square miles, and is open to seaplanes. There are more seaplane pilots in the state of Florida than any other state. And then The event basically is a kind of a hybrid fly-in event. But we're all going to end up down at 42 Foxtrot Lima. And there are a couple of recommended sea bases we can check out, but we'll just fly on my planned route here. Yes, there is a lot of lake water there, Paul. That is for sure. Alright, so let's see, doesn't look like any more ATC pumped on. Else I'd request a transition. I'll just announce my transition through Sanford once I get a little bit closer, Orlando, Sanford. This 580 is really nice. I'm making a ground speed of 146, and I'm only on about 60% power right now. Directly off to my right here that you guys see passing out your window is DeLand Municipal Sidney Taylor Field, Kilo Delta Echo Delta. Got about 20 nautical miles left till we get to our first waypoint, our first landing point. And then for weather purposes, I'm just going to use Sanford's ATIS, which is literally right there just north of Lake Jessup where we're landing at. If we're 20 miles out, I can probably pull that now.
Flagler Executive Information Victor 1700. Orlando Sanford Information Victor 1700 Zulu Weather. Wind 340 at 11, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 24,000 scattered, temperature 19, dew point -10. Altimeter 3015. Arriving runways 27 left, 27 right, departing runways 27 center, 27 left.
So winds changed a bit. Winds are now 340, so we're going to want to land to the north on this lake here. Orlando Sanford traffic, Skylane November 8033 Foxtrot is about 20 miles north of Orlando. You're going to be transitioning to Class Charlie at 1,800 feet. We're Type 182, Orlando traffic. So we have this lake here, and then we have Orlando Sanford that we're going to be flying over. Then the next lake is going to be Lake Jessup, which we're going to be landing at. It's marked as a sea base. It's marked as a sea base on the sectional, so it should be seaplane friendly. In X-plane here, in the orbits here with X-plane. At least I would imagine. Let's make sure no ATC popped up. No, we're still on Unicom. What?
Taxi to Airside 3 via Juliet, Lima, Kilo, Golf, Echo, Charlie.
Orlando Sanford traffic, Skylane November 8033 Foxtrot will be overflying the field at 2,000 feet. Orlando. Orlando traffic, Skylane November 8033 Foxtrot is over the field, and we're going to be landing in Lake Jessup, just south of the field. We're going to be landing to the north. Orlando traffic. Alright, so it looks like, let's see, it's on, so the island's on that way. The island's going to be on, we're landing to the north, and the island's going to be on my right. Alright. Well, go ahead and prepare for our descent. For rich, probable power back. Okay, our wheels are up.
Orlando traffic, United 449. 35 left.
Lake Jessup traffic, Skyline November 8033 Foxtrot is going to be making a right base 03 Lake Jessup. Alright, give me flaps 10. I'm just gonna kind of 180 her down into here. I hope this is modeled as water. Looks like it is. Flaps 2. If not, I'm gonna be real disappointed in Orbix. Alright, we're into the wind. Alright. Flaps up. Okay, let's just keep on going here. Lake Jessup traffic, Skyline 33 Foxtrot is taking 03 water, and we're going to be making a left downwind for south departure, Lake Jessup. Airspeed's coming alive. And rotate. Positive climb rate. Let's make our left crosswind and get right back on course. Alright, next waypoint, we're going to be on a heading of 171.
Orlando traffic, November 6 January, Bravo seaplane at 1,800 entering the class Bravo will be water landing at Lake Conway North, Orlando traffic.
We'll climb up here to about 2,000 and level off. Cruise right along there. So, I'm not gonna lie, I still found myself wanting to hit the brakes in the water. It's kind of a different flow. And, so I did kind of a brief, read kind of some brief tutorials on water landings and water taxi methods, different taxi types. Just things I need to add to my flow. Things I need to remember about, you know, water rudders being up for landing, wheels up for water landing.
Orlando traffic, you see plane November 16, Harry Papa's 5 miles to the northwest of Orlando International and on a left base for Lake Conway, water landing to the northeast. Orlando traffic.
Directly in front of us is the Stanton Nuclear Power Plant. Flying with Mike, thanks for the raid, buddy. Hawker, hello. Always a pleasure to have you on board. You were on board the new Wipaire Boss C182 on floats. Lycoming IO580.
Land of traffic. Seaplane November 16, Harry Papa, departing runway, or departing Lake Conway north to the northeast will be a left downwind departure to the southwest. Orlando traffic.
So she now has a 315 horsepower Lycoming. She definitely moves. It's got the Wipaire Model 3000 floats. Still based off the Coronado 182 flight model. So it's still a Coronado plane, just really highly modified. I actually called Wipaire to get more specs than what they had in their brochure for the Boss 182. So and they gave me everything. They gave me fuel flow specs. They gave me oil pressure specs. I told them what I wanted to do is basically model their 182 modification. So they were really nice and sent me everything that I needed to design this aircraft based on that. taunts me. That would be kind of interesting. So we're gonna go down here to Lake Marion. It's gonna be the next stop on our route. Got about 20. Looks like we got about 33 nautical miles remaining. See if I can remember how to do this. No, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Yeah, so there she is. This gives you a better view of the landing gear.
Traffic, seaplane November 6-2, entering
Landing gear down.
West of
Landing gear
Orlando
up.
International, leaving the class Bravo, will be departing the area to the south. Orlando traffic. Family traffic, 5 to 6 up, taking a burn to the southeast, 800 from 1,500, and I've got 69,000.
You were there, Hawker. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I've got inside,
Yeah, yeah. I actually just came across it the other day. It was actually sent to me to take a look at. Yeah, it looks like they put out some quality float aircraft over there. Flying with Mike, hello again. Again, thanks to the raid, glad to have you on board. Going from the 235 horsepower to 315 horsepower, which if I did a port and polish on it, I could get up to 340. It's definitely netted a lot more power during cruise. Like I said, we're making a ground speed of almost over 150, almost 160. About 75% throttle. So definitely an improvement. Uh, 22 miles left to our next waypoint. got the autopilot, the navigator flying for a moment. Gotta step out, check on something, and I'll be right back.
St. Cloud traffic, about a 6 Papa Tango, just over the shoreline on the west side, landing St. Cloud. Cloud traffic, Beaver number 69 off the shoreline, and I'll be landing to the northeast, St. Cloud.
Alright, oh, sorry about that delay there.
St. Cloud traffic, Flight 6 Papa Tango's over the middle of Lake now, 800, climbing 1,500, southeastbound St. Cloud.
Navigator still flying. Check our cruise checklist here real quick. Throttle prop, make sure everything looks good. Fuel flow, manifold pressure's in the green. Everything's in the green. Okay. Alright. So we got about 9 miles left on this leg until we get to Lake Marion. Give me back my plane. Nearest ATIS looks like 132.55.
Orlando Sanford Information Victor 1700. Orlando Melbourne INTL Information Victor 1700 Zulu Weather. Wind 360 at 8, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 24,000 scattered, temperature 20, dew point -9. Altimeter 3014. Arriving runways 09 right, 09 left, departing runway.
Alright, so the winds are still out of the north. Lake Marion traffic, Skylane November 8033 Foxtrot is about 5 miles northwest, and we're going to be making a left base to hit the northbound waterway. Lake Marion. Alright, so Lake Marion's just right here to my left. Let's get into landing config, full rich, prop full, power back. Flaps 10. Lake Marion traffic, Skylane November 8033 Foxtrot is on a left base to land to the north in the water, Lake Marion. Okay, gears up, and all our rudders are up. The exchange weight for the aircraft, by exchange weight I mean removal of the traditional landing gear and installation of the floats and its associated landing gear. Exchange weight about 480 pounds to the greater. Kinda hard to tell the depth. So about 480 pounds to the greater. So, when I was designing the aircraft, I added that weight to the manufacturer weight. And so the aircraft now weighs, right around 2,150 pounds. However, the benefit that the gross takeoff weight increased substantially. the working usable load greatly increased. So, alright, flaps are up, water rudders are up. Okay, let's kind of slow taxi, turn to the north here slightly. Okay. Alright, water rudder back up. Okay, let's get full power. Lake Marion traffic, Skyline 33 Foxtrot is departing the water to the north, Lake Marion. Airspeed's coming alive. Let's rotate. Got positive climb rate. Everything's looking into the green. Alright, calling it a go. Wheels are up, rudders are up. Yeah, Hawker, I'm thrilled with the way she's been flying so far on the cross country. I literally, when I found out about this event at the beginning of the week, I had no float plane experience, and I kind of chimed in there on the Virtual USA Flying Club Discord, and the guys there are just so helpful and knowledgeable, about water rudder and its use and the winds and the different taxi types and whatnot. So I wanted to give this event a shot, but I didn't have I don't want to say that. I did have access to Laminar's default 172 float plane, but did I want to take the time and work with that one to make it fit the cockpit here, or did I just want to try and add floats to my 182, which I already had? So that's what I did. I was able to add the floats to the current aircraft, and it's definitely a learning experience. Unlike when I made a tail wheel, when I gave it the STC tail wheel, it was simply a process of, okay, moving my mains forward, okay, move the front main, essentially the front wheel essentially to the rear, make it smaller, and make all that stuff kind of match the tail wheel object that was on it. However, when it came to me making the seaplane here, again, I did the same thing. I used the float object from Laminar's 172, what you see. I took the tri wheels off, I put the floats on, I threw it in the water, and wouldn't you know it, she sank right to the floor of the lake. Took me a lot of reading, some research, and some querying. Just because I saw it on the aircraft, it will physically, visually, it wasn't there physically. The floats still needed to be added to the flight model. So enter the miscellaneous bodies section of PlaneMaker, and let me tell you, I'm still having nightmares over staring at all of these dots and lines. But I was able to do it. I stayed up pretty late a couple nights. Took the float designs that they provided me and kind of drew them out, and made the bodies, the bodies for the aircraft, designed them in the PlaneMaker there. So yeah, once I was able to get the body, once I figured out how to actually produce the bodies with the PlaneMaker program, it has these station points, and each station, is kind of a set of coordinates per se, and you're kind of shaping this body. So based on the measurements they gave me, I had just enough points to actually make it. You have 20 different stations to work with, and that's the maximum you have, and I took all 20. and I actually had to make a couple points longer than I wanted to for the design, but it works. So I actually had to build the floats in PlaneMaker and then actually attach them to the aircraft in order to create buoyancy for the aircraft. And then I actually had to call it, or give it the association of a seaplane in PlaneMaker as well to get the anchor effect. And again, a guy with no seaplane experience, I will not sit here and admit to you how long it took me to realize that you pull the anchor up the same way you turn the parking brake off. And I was searching through all the commands for an anchor command, and I couldn't find a command. And wouldn't you know it, you turn the parking brake off to release the anchor. Lake Okeechobee is going to be our next stop. Captain Stan, welcome back. I'm glad that you found it helpful. So yeah, I literally just got the plane developed late yesterday morning. Took it for kind of a maiden run around Flagler as an experimental. Seemed to do alright, and today's basically her maiden voyage. Her maiden cross country, I should say, as far as being an amphibious plane. Captain Stan wants to know how to make a dual-link yoke system. Now, are you referring to where if you turn or input pressure on one, it inputs or returns the same pressure on the other? Sort of like a real-world aircraft? Is that what you're looking to accomplish? And I thought about doing this myself. Your best bet is to just get on eBay and source a Y-link setup, basically a left and right yoke, and it's connected via a Y-link, more or less. They're not cheap per se, but my plan was to try and find one of those and then use the central point of the Y-link yoke, as a and somehow connect that to some potentiometers. So you might want to look at doing something like that. I suppose in theory you could use a couple Heim joints and a solid rod. but then you'd be limited on the amount of input rotation you'd have, because eventually that rod and heim joint is going to hit a bind. It's not going to give you a full, 180 degree deflection. How do you code the potentiometers? Well, can't give you all the answers to the test now. Look into Arduino. There's a lot of companies that take advantage of Arduino, kind of have the coding already done for you. Mobile Flight is one. Air Manager is another one. But, if you get one of those Y-Link setups, there's no reason why you couldn't just take that central Y-Link, take the yoke off of an old SciTech yoke, just connect it to the yoke, and then you'll still have, you would have the amount of travel that the yoke has that you're connecting to. Lake Okeechobee. About 35 nautical miles left until we get to that ginormous body of water. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a touch and go at Okeechobee County on the pavement, or on the asphalt there. And then we're gonna hop right over into Lake Okeechobee. And we still don't have HEC on in the area, it looks like. Okeechobee County. In the real world, all runways closed by NOTAM. But at Okeechobee County, we're going to have a hard one-way 05 and 23 and 1432.
Okeechobee Co-Weather. Wind 010 at 9, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 24,000 scattered, temperature 19, dew point -7. Altimeter 3013.
Hello, Brian, and welcome. Always a pleasure. Sure. Let me put the navigator on here. And so we're heading over to Okeechobee County for a touch and go before we go and land over in 8 Lake Okeechobee. We've got the navigator on right now, taking us. Let's see what shift. There we go. I'm still getting used to some of these views here. All right. There we go. Alright, so again, using all of the information from the Wipaire Boss 182 with on their Wipaire Model 3000 floats. I was able to even call them and get some additional information to help me with the build process in PlaneMaker here. What you are looking at is Laminar's Cessna 172 flight object, because there's no float version for the Coronado 182. Nobody has, you know, I needed floats from somewhere, and I'm not one of those, I don't know how to do that, make design and then make what you see. I don't know how to make what you see and explain as far as the objects go using Blender. A lot of guys are really good at doing that. So yeah, it's the 172 on floats is what you see, but what's under the hood is the Wipaire Boss 182, 315 horsepower, Lycoming. Bit close, so I'm gonna do a 360 and lose some altitude. Okeechobee County traffic, Skylane November 8033 Foxtrot is gonna be doing a touch and go runway 14, about 2 miles out, Okeechobee County. Alright. Rich, props full, power's back. Let's lose some of this airspeed. John, hello. John Smitty is the one of the admin of the Virtual USA Flying Club, and is actually the host of the event that we're flying tonight, so welcome on board. Alright, so we need to do another 180 standard rate, and that should put us pretty close with our 1.4. Where am I at? 700 feet. Let's level off for a minute. Alright. Okeechobee County traffic, Skyline November 8033 Foxtrot is on left base for 1-4 inbound touch and go. Okeechobee County. Alright. Gear down. Gear down. Okeechobee County, Skyline 33 Foxtrot, final approach 1-4, touch and go. Okeechobee. Me flaps 2. We're a lot heavier than we once were. So I'm still kind of learning how quickly we descend. Alright, our gear is down. Oh no. Did our gear not extend all the way? Let's see what's going on here. Gear was down. Unless I just had a really bad crosswind. Which one for? I guess I wasn't. I did have a pretty bad tailwind. Alright. Alright, let's reset. Where am I at here? OB. I felt like I was coordinated. I don't know what happened there. That was very odd. Yes, Brian, I don't have to agree with you. That's very odd. Alright. Let's see here. Alright. So parking brakes off. We should be on wheels. We are because we're rolling.
Okeechobee weather. Wind 070 at 6, gust 13, visibility more than 10. Sky condition. Okeechobee weather. Wind 070 at 6 gust 13, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 24,000 scattered, temperature 21, dew point -5. Altimeter 3013.
070, gusting 13. That could be what happened.
Okeechobee weather. Wind 070 at 6 gust 13.
070 at 6. So we're gonna take 05 instead of 32. So yeah, like I said, I couldn't wait. Probably my weight difference might have had something to do with it. It's a lot heavier. It's 500 pounds heavier than what I'm used to flying. We had a pretty bad crosswind on landing with some gusts apparently. Okeechobee County traffic, Skylane November 8033 Foxtrot is crossing runway 05, Okeechobee County. Just 'cause I don't feel like back taxiing it. I came in runway 14 was runway 14 was my runway I was coming in at to land. And I would agree, you know, gusts of 13 is not that bad. But if I was coming in 14 and the winds were 07, that would have been a crosswind. So yeah, I don't know. Not sure what happened there. Okeechobee County traffic, Skylane November 8033 Foxtrot. It's going to be taking 05 and going to be departing, we're making a left crosswind for south departure, Okeechobee County. Some wind correction in. Airspeed's coming alive. Let's rotate. Wheels going up. back on course towards Lake Okeechobee, which is directly in front of us. We hang out about 2,000 feet. Alright, Miami approach is online. Shouldn't be a factor right now anyway. Lake Okeechobee. It's a big lake.
Lake Okeechobee traffic, November 62908, up on the west side of the lake, landing east, Lake Okeechobee. Northway traffic, minus 6 stops, take a 2 mile line, runway 9, touching out. Lake Okeechobee traffic, November 62908, Papa, departing to the east, right downwind departure, right crosswind departure to the south, Lake Okeechobee traffic.
Alright, let's start a descent down into Lake Okeechobee. Lake Okeechobee traffic, Skyline November 8033 Foxtrot is on the north end of the lake, going to be landing to the east, Lake Okeechobee. Alright, wheels are up, water rudders are up. Flaps 10. Wheels are up. Let's go ahead and turn more towards the east, direction of the wind. Okay. 80 knots. So give me flaps 2. Alright, gears up, 60 knots. Okay. Alright. Oh. Water rudder down. Okay, turn to the south here. Water rudder up. Let's step on over here for a bit. Okay, rudder down. Turn to the west a bit. Rudder up. We'll step this way for a bit, and then I'll turn us around now to get us up in the air. Rudder down. I'll slow taxi us and spin us around. Okay. Rudder up. Lake Okeechobee traffic, Skyline November 8033 Foxtrot is on the north end of the lake, and we're gonna be making a departing to the east. Lake Okeechobee traffic. Rudder's up. Wheels are still up. Airspeed's coming alive. Rotate. Alright, we got positive climb rate. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and turn right on course to the south. To our final destination, about, it's gonna be the longest leg of our trip, at 120 nautical miles. What yoke is in the passengers? Let's see, what yoke is here? The passengers, the right seat uses a Cytec Cessna yoke. It's their Cessna, it's their old Cessna product line. They don't make it anymore. But it's got the full 180-degree deflection in it. If you check eBay, you might find them on there on occasionally. I just sold one not too long ago. I do see them on there occasionally. Florida is a long state.
It's much worse to drive through.
That I can believe. We're gonna be just outside of Miami's airspace, it looks like. And I have, let's see, Miami approach is online. So I may need to contact them, I don't know yet. 124.85, but we'll get that set up just in case. Let's put that in standby. Where are we at? 2,600 feet. Drop back down a little bit. what was the tool called that I used to set up my camera? Yeah, I guess I don't understand the nature of the question. What am I using to stream? The software I'm using? Stan was referring to the Flight Simulator camera views. The views are generated by Immersive LCD Pro, which is a software by Fly Elise. And John, I do look forward to another float plane fly-in. Load. Good night. Sorry if you joined in earlier and I didn't see you or something, but welcome and good night. Got about 90 miles left. Making a ground speed of 162. And thanks for that compliment there. It does look cool. I like to think it looks cool, but it did not come cheap. You are correct about that.
How's the weather looking for you guys out there over the Everglades?
If you are new here, welcome aboard Felicity. If you've just jumped in, we're flying with the Virtual USA Flying Club this evening for one of their events. It's a fly-in type float plane event. John, you do make a very valid point. There are several different less expensive options out there. But since I do want to get this thing certified, some of the hardware was a necessity, even though there are other options available. So I'm gonna guess we've got about 30 to 35 minutes or so until we're down at Plantation Key. And I'm gonna have to do some more research on reading
Someone asked about weather up here.
some of the seaplane, the VFR
Yeah, I was
chart
just wondering
information.
how I was looking out over the Everglades. I was flying down the east coast, and there's some rain down here, and I can't get around Fort Lauderdale's class Charlie, so I think I'm gonna go back up north over Pompano and cut back over out to the west.
Yeah, so I'm at 3,000. Looks like I've got basically broken maybe 5,500, maybe a little higher than that. Other than that, nothing looks ominous yet.
Okay, awesome.
Immersive LCD Pro needs its own tutorial in and of itself. It definitely took me a while to get the understanding of it. But Immersive LCD Pro is what I use to set up my views and warp my displays so that you're sitting inside of a 360 degree sphere instead of, you know, 3 flat screens. But some of these waterways, private seaplane bases, if they have numbers under their name, like Plantation Key has a 00 and -66. Now I know those aren't runway numbers, but I really don't know what they are. Or let's see here. Okay, that's going to be your elevation. I would imagine 0066. No, Captain Stan, I use the professional version because I use multiple different resolutions. So the standard version will only give you the option of having one resolution. Elevation is 00. So the waterway is 6,600 feet long. That makes more sense now. About 70 nautical miles north of our destination. inches wide. Inside to inside is exactly 48 inches wide. Just a couple inches wider than the actual Cessna 182 cabin. It is a long leg. I kind of looked when I was planning my route to see if there was any more, seaplane friendly bases that are kind of between Okeechobee and where we're going. But I didn't really see any that were kind of along the way. Well, that's fine. To be too worried about right now. He jumped off, so I'm not going to worry about it. Well, I'm just under the shelf anyway. I'm right on the outside edge. See if we can catch up with John over here. Maybe do a little formation flying with him. Now we got about 40 miles to go until we get to our final destination. Looks like we've hit some rain. And there's some lightning. Miles to go. Yeah, looks like we had a pop-up come in or something here. I didn't notice this weather when I was briefing earlier. Yeah, I got some lightning showing up. ETA to landing, I figured probably 20 minutes till we're back in the water. long as we don't get struck by lightning, I think we'll be okay.
Good night.
Alright, there you go.
Traffic lot is 6 up and Tango's right bound with Charlie 9 Flyers, Citation Key.
Almost through it, okay, great. Because some of this lightning's coming pretty close.
Citation Key traffic lot is 6 up and Tango right, right base 6, or runway 9 water, Citation Key. Key traffic, lot is 6 up and Tango turning mile 9 water, Citation Key.
Hey John, you're gonna have me off of your left wing here momentarily.
Okay, no problem. I've been kind of watching, so just let me know if I need to do anything. Otherwise, I'm holding course and speed at 129.
John, be advised, looks like I'm directly on top of you, overflying you.
What's your altitude?
3,100 feet.
Thanks, Chandler. Appreciate you showing up. Have a great night, buddy.
Chandler, have a good one. We'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Enjoy it.
See you.
Have a good one.
Alright, I'll start my descent down here. I don't see him. I know I'm in front of him, so I'm sure he can see me.
You're about a mile in front of me.
Sounds good. So due for the winds, we're going to take 09 most likely. We're going to land to the east.
All right, have a good night, Zach. Thanks a lot for coming out. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. You have a good night as well.
Have a good night, Zach.
Thanks, you too.
Plantation Key traffic, Skylane November 8033 Foxtrot is 5 miles to the north. We're going to be making a long left base for 09 in the water, Plantation Key. Props full high, mixtures full ridge, rotors up, wheels are up.
Plantation Key traffic, November 62908 Papa, 5 miles northwest, and we'll be following the other traffic and for east water landing, Plantation Key.
Lamps 2. Now 700 feet. $300. 200 feet, 150, 100, 50. There I go, trying to hit the brakes. Alright, put our water rotor down.
Plantation Key, November 62908 Papa. I'm 2 miles out. I'll be water landing on the South Fork of the waterway, Plantation Key.
There he is. So there's different types of taxi types. Different types of taxi when you're in the water. Step taxi, plow taxi, amphibious taxi. All these different taxi types. We're gonna cruise over here and see if we can catch John in the water still. See if we can get a photo op. Huh. Well, that's pretty cool. I had no idea this stuff was back here.
Yeah, I just land back here. I was following you. I was like, what's he doing way out here?
Yeah, I had
go, guys.
Yeah, I had no idea any of this stuff was back here.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. How's the event going, guys?
Hey, Mike. It's pretty slow turnout, but I think those of us that have been here are having fun.
Nice, that's good. What do you think your number is?
7's all I counted.
Okay, well, sometimes with the seaplane specific or special events like that, it ends up being a little bit lower because of the specificness.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. No hurt feelings. I had
7 though,
I had
huh?
fun. Yeah, it's rough.
That's gonna be a record low since we started keeping track.
Yeah, I recognize that.
It's not on you. It just ebbs and flows. That's the way it is. I couldn't even be there tonight because I was busy. Well, because I gotta get ready because on Tuesday morning I'm gonzo for a while.
Yeah, it's been nice having you back around, though.
It was a nice month while it lasted. But it went so damn fast. But I'm also excited. I'm ready to figure out what my basin type is gonna be and get going. And then who knows, after Indoc I might end up having like a 2-3 week break anyway because they're behind on their training a little bit, so I may still poke my nose in here from time to time.
Well, that's good. I hope you had fun at that soccer game today, and especially had a good time with your friend Sarah.
Yeah, it was fun. I wish they would have actually held on to win instead of giving up a goal in literally the dying seconds of the game to let Columbus tie. But that's just how my teams are.
That's how it works, man. That's how it is for me. I don't know. I'm a Badgers fan and watched the basketball team lose tonight, and just whatever.
Yeah, sports can be agony and ecstasy, but for me, it usually ends up being agony.
I hear you. Same here. Usually it's agony. I mean, you grow up in Wisconsin and the kind of DC area. It's every once in a while the Packers are good, and at one point in the '80s the Redskins were good. That's about it. And the Capitals have been pretty good lately.
Well, John, I appreciate it. Thanks for putting on the event and giving me the opportunity to try my new float plane.
Yeah, no, it looked good from everything I saw. I'm not sure what happened at the very end there, but I'll try it out pretty soon myself, I think, because it moved along pretty good, Michael.
I just want to stop in and say howdy. John, just make sure you clear the event and once you're all wrapped up with the getting rid of the add everyone and putting the number in there and all that. And yeah, I'll look forward to your next one. We'll see if I'm around for it.
Yep, sounds good, Mike. Appreciate it, and I'll take care of all that.
Thank you.
See you next time.
See you.
So what's happening is I can effectively taxi out of these bodies of water, but it doesn't want to let me back in.
What do you mean?
Well, you asked me what happened at the end here. I'm able to put my landing gear down and taxi out of some of these bodies of water and taxi up on the land, but when I turn around to taxi from land back into the water, I seem to do a forward flip like there's an embankment.
Yeah, so what I've learned with, I think it might be with both sims, but it's definitely with X-Plane, is don't go into the water slow. Go with some speed with your landing gear down, and then you'll be fine. If you go slow, it'll tip over as soon as those the nose gear basically goes off whatever that embankment is. But if you have some speed going with you, you just go straight across it.
That's probably what I've been doing wrong then. So. But alright, I'm going to go ahead and shut down. I appreciate it.
Sounds good. Yeah, I appreciate it too. We'll catch you next time.
Alright, John, you have yourself a good evening.
Thanks, sir. You too.
Alright, so there we have it. I learned a couple things here. Okay. Tech time out. 477.8. So 2.6 on that one. Okay. Well, I want to thank y'all for flying Felicity with me. If you're new here, feel free to go ahead and follow us. You can catch the next one if you come back to see me. I greatly appreciate you. If you have come back to see me, appreciate everyone that comes and flies with me. So, there we are. And we will see you guys on Tuesday when we join the Pilot Club for our weekly GA event. So, you guys all take care, and we will see you guys next time. Okay, parking brake on, water rudder's up.